Part 12 of the first number of Art in Australia, 1916. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Norman Carter by Bertram Stevens. Illustrated by 2 studies for a mural decoration. Mural painting has received little encouragement in Australia. Our state and municipal authorities have not yet learned to think that a public building might possibly be a work of art as well as utility. If the outside does happen to have some beauty because of its simplicity, the interior, when it is not disfigured by builders' ornaments, is generally a drab nullity. Spaces which might have been used to gladden the eye while the ear is attending to the politician or the alderman are left as dead walls reflecting gloom. This is in keeping with the lack of interest in art, the bad architecture, and the desecration of natural beauty, such as Sydney Harbour, permitted or conducted by governments. A new spirit, however, is making itself felt, and there is hope now that the banalities of the past will not recur, and some may be removed in time. Though public bodies have not yet been affected by this aesthetic spirit, a few businessmen have recognised the advantage of decorating the interior wall spaces of their buildings. And, most hopeful sign of all, there are some people who appreciate the charm of a home in which every part is in harmony, and which has the note of individuality. In the painting of frescoes for houses, Norman Carter has already made a successful beginning. So far he has only received occasional commissions. No one has yet been able to devote himself continuously to this branch of art. Carter is one of the few who have had any training in decorative work. When a boy in Melbourne, he was employed by a firm of decorators, and was afterwards apprenticed to a maker of stained glass windows. In the evenings he went to the National Gallery classes, and studied under Bernard Hall and F. McCubbin. The influence of the latter directed Carter to landscape painting, and for a year he painted in the open air round about Kew, his birthplace. Then his original preference for figure painting was confirmed, and he went back to town to study with E. Phillips Fox. Carter removed to Sydney in 1903 and exhibited his first big picture, The Cello Player, a portrait in oils of his brother, in 1905. Since then he has painted a good many portraits and figure studies. His most successful picture is a low-toned harmony, which was exhibited in Paris and gained the Salon medal. As a portrait painter, Norman Carter has attained a high place in Australia. He has followed well-established traditions and painted with sincerity and unsparing pains. With favourable subjects, his solid handling has been very successful. For the last 6 or 7 years, Carter has been trying to interest architects and others in mural decoration. His first commission was the painting of an overmantel panel, but the next meant 32 panels, figure and landscape, for Mr. G. F. Todman's residence at Homebush. Other commissions have followed, and the appeal of a distinctive scheme of decoration for the home seems to be reaching the people who can afford to have it. The first stage in the work of mural decoration is the careful consideration of the interior wall spaces and their relation to the doors and windows. Then a set of paintings on a small scale is made. It is from one of these miniature panels that the illustration here is reproduced. It does not do justice to the artist's scheme, which depends upon the combination of a number of similar panels in the room. To appreciate the charm of an artistically decorated room, one wants to enter the room itself. If a public building were treated in the same way, it could be seen and admired by many, and there would be then a better chance of private persons understanding how a home can be made beautiful and unique. End of Part 12.